Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. In this video, I wanted to talk about our comfort zone. That little thing that keeps us stuck, keeps us trapped. So if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I release new videos. The comfort zone has a negative connotation to it, right? When we feel we get stuck, maybe we're not willing to move beyond the familiar. We like to term it, we are in our comfort zone, meaning that we're interacting and doing things that feel familiar to us, um, generally because we don't want to experience some of those dense emotions that are hiding out within our body. Now, in order to ascend, go through the ascension process to grow spiritually, we need to dive in and heal these aspects of us. And the comfort zone is a really good way to do that. You know, our soul's multidimensional aspect of us have access to universal knowledge, and they, that part of us knows exactly what we need in order to grow, what we need to be presented with, essentially, so that we could start to take those steps out of that box, out of that comfort zone, out of that space of limiting beliefs. Um, we're scared. We come in here and we're separated from our divineness, and we kind of retreat. We retreat into a familiar space. A lot of times we'll take action and we'll do things to bring more distractions into our lives. Maybe we'll go off and we'll become workaholics. We'll go off in careers and we'll just work a lot of hours, and we'll accumulate material stuff, cool stuff, maybe cars, big houses, whatever it may be. And these are distractions. They're distractions from what our soul is coming in and impressing on us and showing us. So the ego wants to remain in control. So it just does what it knows, and that's to go out and work and accumulate and distract. This is a sandbox. This is a playground, this physical universe. There are a lot of toys available to us. Um, but oftentimes we get too tied up in the toys, and we turn away from who we truly are and what's happening on a soul level. So the comfort zone, have you ever, you moved into a new house, a new condo, apartment, whatever it may be, and it seems really, really big, right? You walk through it with no furniture. When you look at it, it seems huge. Then you move in and you fill it with furniture, and you buy things, and it gets a little bit more cluttered, and it appears as though it shrinks, like the walls are closing in. So therefore we go look for something bigger, right? Well, that's what's happening with this energy. Our soul is coming in with this high frequency, and it's impressing on our field, and it's making our field feel really small. Now, a lot of times the ego is going to want to retreat into that, but it's a signal for us to really start to take inspired action and take steps. Think of it this way: we have this wall around us. We're in maybe like a bubble, and the soul is coming in and pressing upon us, and we need to start poking at that bubble. We need to start to poke. We need to start to realize that that bubble can expand if we are willing to devote the energy to doing it. What we're feeling from a brain perspective is really just the left brain, right brain trying to start to connect up. The soul is coming in, and this energy is flowing. It's right brain energy, divine feminine. We could call it divine feminine energy. And we have the divine masculine that wants to just continue doing and controlling everything. But there's pathways that are starting to open up. It's almost like you're digging, you have two people digging hole, a tunnel from the opposite direction, and they're getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And you're starting to feel that. You're starting to feel it. There's a sense of knowing that there's something there trying to come through, right? And that's the meeting of the two. And that's what we call circuit building. And in terms of the brain, we're building pathways. So when we feel this pressure and we take an action and we do something maybe that we normally wouldn't do, that's out of our comfort zone, and we all of a sudden have an influx of energy. Maybe sometimes we'll see a flash of inspiration or even a flash of light. That is the tunnel being bridged, being connected, and new pathway is being developed. Okay, and that's because the pressure of the high frequency, the high frequency energy is coming in and putting really this pressure on everything that is not vibrating at that frequency, and you are moving into that process with with awareness, and really just forcing these pathways open. And when that happens, it releases a flood of energy because we move past that resistance right before this opens up. And that resistance could manifest as fear and anxiety and things like that, right? Comfort zone stuff, not wanting to step out of that. We want to remain safe. So we need to take an action and a step in that direction, but we need to do it from the perspective of an awareness that we are reconnecting with our soul's energy, not so much from the perspective of the ego, with doing and trying to create more distractions. We want to do with the intent to access more of our higher frequency, our higher self, our soul, our divineness. That's what we want to do. So every time you're feeling this pressure to just kind of stay status quo in the fear, you'll have an idea. Hey, I know I should be doing this. This feels like it's in alignment with my path, but there's a fear there. Take that step. Okay, dig a little more towards your soul. Just keep digging, and eventually you're going to connect up. And when that happens, you're going to feel a lifting of maybe that burden of that fear. It's just going to lift away, and you're going to get this surge of energy to help propel you forward. And with that comes your motivation. Okay, and you keep going with that. When we're doing from the perspective of the ego, we tend to run out of energy. We get fatigued, we get tired, we get run down, we get aches in the joints, we get sick, disease steps in, things like that, because we're operating from the energy of the ego. And that energy is a very shallow well that it has to tap. When you step forward with this intention and work to connect with that divine energy, it unleashes an unlimited abundance of motivation and energy for you, and you keep it going. And when you tap into that energy, you know that you're doing something that's in alignment with your purpose. So next time you start to feel like maybe a little lazy or whatever, you bring yourself back to that energy and know that that task or those sets of tasks are in alignment with your purpose, and you take a step again in doing in that direction, and you will reopen that well. And that establishes, it cements the new connections, the new pathways within the body, the pathways within the brain, and it allows that energy to flow more freely to where it's going to happen on a more natural basis. You're going to have to not really think about it so much. You're going to be excited to do what you need to do, because it's in alignment with your purpose, with your soul's purpose. It's going to become exciting. You're going to let go of having to provide for yourself, because as you're doing these tasks that are in alignment with your purpose, you're going to start to see opportunities opening up. And again, that's a function of connecting up with your soul's energy and these pathways getting really cemented in. And this energy, this high frequency energy, is just flowing through you. So keep that in mind. The comfort zone, that's just a big kink in the hose. So learn to start to feel where your soul is coming in and impressing on that box that you're hiding in, and start to move in that direction and meet up with it. Start to meet it halfway. That's all you need to do. And it's going to unleash an unlimited amount of energy, an unlimited amount of abundance, an unlimited amount of joy. You're going to actually love to do what you're doing. So if this video resonated with you guys, give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified when I release new videos. If you know anyone that this video can help, I would greatly appreciate you sharing it. So thank you very much. And until next time, guys, love and light.